Happy New Year, guys. Thankfully, we all made it uh, here in 2022. I'm gonna, as I continue to say, I'm gonna try to continue to upload more content, better quality of content. This video, as y'all can see, is not going to be on camera, but it's something I really wanted to talk about. It is about narcissism. It's about the narcissist and your children and family members and loved ones. And, I have been in this situation. I didn't realize what it was. I absolutely had no idea what I was dealing with. But I'm able to look back now. I think it's a good thing that if you feel as if you're dealing with a narcissist in your life or someone who betrays lots of narcissistic tendencies and, maybe you're not sure, I think it's good to look at videos. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about narcissism recovery, and just how to deal with a lot of these different type of personality disorders. Narcissism is one that is so prevalent. It is, it just, as I said before in another video, it seems as if it's almost a societal thing, dealing with narcissism, because I'm still learning that there are so many different kinds of narcissists. And so, but this particular narcissist type of personality, I just want to touch on a few points that I kind of wrote down, as not to make the video so long, but just, I'm almost certain many of you women can relate, because I've talked to women and I know that this is something that's very, very prevalent in relationships. And, you probably don't see it either, just as I didn't. A lot of times, once again, especially going from or coming from the religious aspect of it, Christianity and so forth, it teaches you in so many ways to kind of put up with narcissistic behavior. Couldn't hardly get that out. It kind of trains you to kind of deal with narcissistic personality, because as a woman, in this religion and Christianity, it teaches you about basically catering to your man. The man is the king, the man is the head, cook, clean, wash, be the wife, just all of these things that can put you in a situation for narcissistic type abuse. And you don't really look at it like that. You don't see it. You just kind of look at it as, you're taking care of your man or whatever, And so, yeah, but let me get to this, because I don't want to make this video too long. So one of the things that something that I've even experienced is when dealing with men who, if there is a woman who has children or a child, and this man seems to have a problem with you being so close to your kids, many of them will say stuff like, oh, you gonna make that boy a sissy, or, you need to quit hugging and kissing on that boy so much, let that little boy be a boy, let him go outside, let him, and it's like always something to keep your child away from you, or for you not to bond so much with the child. It's like a jealousy, I've even had situations where, the men in my life seemed like they were jealous of the babies when my kids were babies. You hugging and kissing them, playing with them and everything. And, they'll say something like, oh, you don't kiss me like that. Or, you don't play with my feet or whatever. It's silly, but it's in so many ways, it's real. It's like they're really jealous of your time and attention with your children, the babies. I mean, all of that. That's a sign. That is really a sign. A lot of times, you ignore it because it's like, surely this man is not jealous of a kid. But a lot of times they are. That's some narcissistic attention seeking behavior. So yeah, it's one of those things where, they'll say a lot about, they don't need to be around grown folks. It's just grown folks in here. Let that child go somewhere and let them go play. Go send them to their room or whatever. And that is fine, and I get it. But too much of that and just all the time, just never wanting the kid around, I've experienced that too. And, I didn't realize what I was dealing with, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all, and it caused my child to be a little spiteful or a little angry with me when they grew up. From that, because it was like you just always sending me away. But I was doing it because I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. And it was just grown-ups and so forth. And, at that time I was dealing with someone who loved marijuana. And so it was one of those things, it was, always marijuana around. And so I was just like, yeah, just go ahead and go to your room, So, and another thing is them always like ratting on your kids and telling on your kids and, saying that your kid did this or, and it's always something to you that your kid more than likely probably wouldn't do. And I know a lot of times as moms, we have those, or my baby wouldn't or whatever, but still, you still know your kid. So sometimes it really is that they're making up stuff on the child. You know what I'm saying? Just to put the kid at odds with you. I was dealing with a very petty man in my past, and he would always do that with my son. Just always something to make me, say something to my son or be upset with my son. He'd blame him for stuff, say he did stuff, and a lot of times my son would come back and be like, Mom, I didn't do such and such. And and it's like I had to believe him because I knew him. But once and again, like I say, you will get men with those narcissistic type personality traits who do that, to try to create a rift, sad and petty, but they do. Let's see. A lot of these men, like I said, will be jealous of your children, especially your boys. And yes, tell you stuff like, oh, you going to make him gay. He going to be soft, whatever, when you're being affectionate to your son, that is a sign. That is a sign. Always wanting to get you alone by yourself, away from your family and friends. Oh, your family don't like me. Oh, none of your friends like me. They always, got something to say to me or whatever, and it's just like, that's a real tactic to cause you to have, like a rift between you and your family. Whereas, he don't ever want to go to nothing. Anytime it's some type of family function or they invite you or whatever, they call or whatever, or why she don't never call here and speak? Why she don't never say nothing to me or blah, 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 and it's always something. It's always something. And next thing you know, you and your family are going at it because of him, And in a slick, sly way, it's a way to keep you not only isolated from your family, but it's a way to get you away from them and closer to him, away from them. And I can guarantee you, once he isolates you and once he gets you alone by yourself with no family, or you then fell out with all your family, trust me, the abuse is going to start. And it's going to be that you really not going to have anybody because you burned all your bridges. Hopefully it wouldn't be that way. But that is a lot of what they aim to do. That's what they aim to do, to break you from your friends and family, your friends don't like me. Every time that girl come over here, she always, looking at me funny, or she act like she don't like me, or blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's attention-seeking behavior, because at the end of the day, he want to get you alone by himself with just you and him, so you can cater to him. He don't want you being around friends, family that really don't want you having no social life. These are very, very dangerous men, because, like I say, once you get to yourself and once he gets you alone, the abuse is going to start. The name calling is going to start. Well, I didn't tell you to leave, and I ain't tell you, you couldn't have no friends. I ain't said blah, blah, blah. And yeah, maybe you didn't say it, but you did everything else to cause it to happen. He going to act like it was you, and he didn't have anything to do with it, I think that's just about all that I had. I don't want to make this video too long and it cut off on me.